Now let's talk about where controversies come from. You've probably heard a lot about Congresswoman Ilhan Omar this week, but do you know why? Do you know how it started? Controversies don't just erupt naturally like a bolt of lightning sparking a fire. No, controversies are created like an arsonist lighting a match. But too often our news coverage in the papers and on TV and online starts mid-story. We say something like, there's a controversy brewing among these two people, but we leave out the most important part, the lighting of the match. So let's look at how the Omar 9/11 story started and how it's been framed. Omar gave a speech to the Council on American Islamic Relations last month. Her focus was on the importance of protecting civil liberties. The speech didn't really get picked up at the time. But then last Monday, the conservative website The Daily Caller, co-founded by Tucker Carlson, picked up on Omar's reference to the 9/11 hijackers. She said, quote, "Some people did something," while arguing that all Muslims should not be punished for the actions of a crazy few. So the Daily Caller posted 4 minutes of video to YouTube. Then an Australian man who calls himself a Muslim scholar and is very active on Twitter set the frame for a week's worth of news coverage. The framing you can see here was that Omar was downplaying 9/11. His tweet took off and it spread to right-wing websites. It was all over these sites by Tuesday. Then on Tuesday night, Sean Hannity brought the video to television. He covered it on Tuesday night, and then come Wednesday, Fox and Friends was all over it. Brian Kilmeade was questioning Omar's patriotism. This went on and on for days and days, and then on Thursday, this was the cover of the New York Post. Some people did something. 4 words. Probably not the best choice of words. It's easy for me to sit here and say I would have chosen different words, right? But the point is that this controversy was created. The construction of the frame, Omar downplays 9/11, is a key part of the story. These viral videos and tweets are how we argue about the future of America, but so much of it is based in bad faith. These outrage cycles corrupt us. Omar's comment was used as a weapon against her, including by President Trump, who has pinned this anti-Omar video to the top of his Twitter page. Trump's video is what propelled this story all the way to the nightly news. So now it's being framed as Trump versus Omar. Some Democrats are saying Trump is putting her life in danger. But there's something bigger going on here with this story. It tells us something about the right-wing rage machine and about how news priorities are set. The history of the United States is a tug of war over who belongs and who's equal and who has power. It's the biggest story of all. And yet, those of us in the press oftentimes cover this just in tiny, discrete bits. We put a very small frame on the biggest story. I think we do a much better job when we widen way out. And part of widening out involves showing, where did this controversy come from? How was it created in the first place? Who created it? Who stands to benefit from being created and who stands to lose? Who stands to suffer?